Hi, welcome back, it's Morgana here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint this beautiful rose in sunset colours. So as you can see, I'm starting with a pre-drawn outline and my main three colours that I'm going to be using today for this flower are Opera Rose, which is the pink, Purple Lake and Gamboge, which is the yellow. And you can see here I'm starting off with a lovely pale wash. This is the Opera Rose that I'm starting with. And I'm just filling in these petals to start with, just giving them a nice blush of colour. As you can see here, I've just started to speed up the video a little bit so that you can still see what I'm doing, but you don't have to spend an hour watching me paint, which is about how long it took me to fill in this rose. As you can see here, I'm going petal by petal, and what I've done is I've popped a bit of each of my colours onto my palette, and I'm taking a little at a time with my flat brush, which is a zero-sized flat brush, and just blending them slightly with a decent amount of water, clean water, so that I get different shades of the same hue, so the same lovely sort of pale purplish pinkish colour, which I can then mix in. You can see very easily there a little bit of lovely Gamboge yellow going in there and blending beautifully into the Opera Rose pink. And you can see here now I'm starting to add a little bit of shading, a little bit of depth of colour with the Purple Lake paint, just using it on some of these edges here just to darken it up and pop a few shadows underneath the overlapping petals. And now you can see these sunset colours really starting to come into play here. After my initial wash has mostly dried, I decided to go back in and really deepen up those pinks and deepen up those yellows. You can do this by just simply picking up a little more pigment on your brush and just popping it straight on, and if the paint is still wet then it will flow nicely and you can use your brush to just gently blend it in. And you can see here, I wasn't quite happy with how dark this front petal became, so all you need is a little bit of tissue or a little bit of kitchen towel to just dab up some excess paint. And there we are, that's our beautiful sunset rose pretty much done. So now I'm starting on the foliage, and to begin with I'm using Sap Green for these leaves, and I will be shading with a little bit of Petal green as well. Now that my main greens are done, I'm actually bringing a little bit of my Purple Lake paint back and using it to pop in some shadows and some definition on these rose leaves. You can see that I'm still using my flat brush here for these details. I really enjoy using a flat brush, as most of you will probably notice, because you can get decent coverage and you can also turn it on its edge and get these lovely fine lines that you can see I'm doing here. I think it's a really good and really versatile brush. So that's my lovely rose pretty much done. Just going to pop in a quick butterfly here. You can see I'm just using clean paint water to fill in the outline with a wee splodge of yellow that just gets spread around and then dabbed out to bring the brightness down just to a more sort of gentle, just off-white colour. Filling in the details here, this is a little bit of Raw Umber paint that I'm using just for this brown. It's just going to give a little extra tone to this butterfly and a little bit of realism. Now for the fun part. So you can see that I'm covering up what's already dried with some tea towel to protect it, and I'm going to do some paint spatters. You can see here just using a fairly large round brush which I've dipped in quite a thick solution. This is pink and purple, Opera Rose and Purple Lake again, which you can see I've just spattered everywhere. And I'm just doing some green spatters as well, just, you know, the colours that I've already used to really complement and just give an extra little bit of pizzazz to this finished painting. And just the final details, just using a very, very fine brush here, just to add a few freckles to the rose petals. And there we are, the finished painting. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this might inspire you to go and paint your own beautiful rose. I'm currently in the process of setting up a Patreon page where I will be making all of my outlines available for download if anyone is interested in using them. So please watch this space. Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, happy painting. Bye!